Honey, Hollywood is on fire right now, and not the good kind. The kind that torches reputations, shatters dreams, and sends studio execs running into crisis meetings at 3 a.m. And right at the heart of this explosive storm is none other than Rachel Zegler. Yes, that Rachel. The same girl who was once hailed as the new face of Hollywood after being handpicked by Steven Spielberg himself. The same one who belted her way into stardom with West Side Story. But baby, that sparkle is fading and fast. Word on the street is Rachel's latest film might not even see the light of day unless some major moves are made behind the scenes. And we're not just talking about script rewrites or filming delays. We're talking about the unthinkable in Hollywood terms. A complete lead recast right in the middle of production. Yes, girl, you heard that right. They are seriously considering cutting Rachel out entirely. And guess what? This isn't because of creative differences or a surprise illness. Oh no. Insiders say it's because working with her has become so toxic and chaotic that even seasoned professionals are walking off set. And when crew members and A-list co-stars are calling it quits in silence, you know it's bad, like career-ending bad. One veteran producer allegedly whispered to a colleague, "We've worked with difficult actors, we've handled divas, but this is sabotage with a smile." It all started off with a sense of hope after her Snow White promo debacle, where she basically turned her entire PR tour into a meme circus. This new indie project was meant to be her big comeback, a serious, emotional film, a mother-daughter drama, no CGI, no fairy tale ball gowns, just raw acting, and she wasn't even the lead. Marisa Tomei was. Rachel just had to support, deliver depth, and maybe, finally, regain Hollywood's trust. But baby, what was supposed to be a redemptive rebirth quickly turned into a deja vu disaster. From day one, the whisperer started. Rachel reportedly waltzed onto set like she was doing them all a favor. Late arrivals? Check. Iced coffee in hand like it's her world and everyone else is background noise? Double check. One lighting tech even said it felt like we were extras in the Rachel show. And spoiler, she was the only one watching. It wasn't big meltdowns at first, no screaming fits or thrown props. Oh no, Rachel's chaos came in slow drips, sighing during direction, side eyes when anyone else got a moment of focus, constantly pushing back on basic instructions like blocking and lighting cues. And then came the script demands. Multiple sources say she started asking for major changes. Mind you, she wasn't even the lead. But apparently that didn't matter to her. Rachel allegedly wanted the spotlight, every monologue, every emotional breakdown, every standout line. She wasn't contributing. She was taking over. And it hit a breaking point when one very respected co-star, described as the emotional backbone of the film, walked off set. Quietly, no slamming doors, no drama, just gone. One crew member said it was the final straw. You could feel it, like the set had died. From that moment on, everything fell apart. Apartments that had been running like clockwork, makeup, wardrobe, sound, started falling behind. Crew began rotating their shifts to avoid being anywhere near Rachel's trailer. One assistant literally said it was like working next to a volcano. You never knew when it would erupt. And what was Rachel doing in all this? Acting like nothing was wrong. Sources say she dismissed all the tension, even accused the crew of undermining her and killing her vibe. Allegedly, she went as far as blaming them for her low energy. Talk about delusion. And when the studio tried to brush it all off with a scheduling conflict excuse, please, nobody was buying that. The set was crumbling and everyone knew who was behind it. But here's the real kicker. This wasn't even her movie. She wasn't the lead. The story was literally designed to highlight Marisa Tomei's character. But somehow, Rachel made it all about her. Again, you know Hollywood has turned on you when even your closest co-stars don't post a single supportive word. No, she's a joy to work with. No, we're a strong team. Nothing. Marisa Tomei, quiet. Everyone else, dead silent. That kind of silence in Hollywood is louder than any tabloid headline. It means people are protecting their own reputations from the fallout. And it gets worse. Producers who once praised Rachel are reportedly scrubbing her from their social media. A casting director even said she's not worth the insurance risk. And in Hollywood, that's code for you're done. And the irony? This all could have been avoided. She Gets It From Me was supposed to be her artistic comeback, but insiders say she tried to rewrite scenes, steal focus, and treat any crew correction like a personal insult. One source even claims she flat out said, "I'm not here to play second fiddle" when asked to reshoot a scene focusing on Tomei. Seriously, the level of ego is unreal. But oh baby, it doesn't stop there. The legal team is now involved. Yep. Lawyers are reportedly cataloging her social media activity, especially that cringy live stream where she joked, "Everyone's ignoring my calls. Whatever, it's chill. I don't even care." Rachel, did you forget about your NDA? Sources say she signed confidentiality and non-disparagement agreements, standard Hollywood contracts. And by mocking the studio while the film's in production, she may have just handed them legal grounds to cut her loose. Who clean? One insider even said she turned our HR nightmare into a viral meme. And now there's a digital paper trail that could cost us millions. And guess what else is falling apart? Her inner circle. Pure reps, jumping ship. One quit after Rachel refused to stay off TikTok. And don't even get started on the crisis management plan her team had ready, a vulnerable apology video, a reflective interview, even a pivot to mental health transparency. She said no to all of it. She literally said she wasn't going to play the game. Well, guess what? Rachel, Hollywood is a game, and you're not winning anymore. Things are spiraling fast. A major fashion brand quietly erased her from their spring campaign. No statement, just poof. Known. Co-stars from her future projects are allegedly adding creative reassessment clauses to their contracts. Translation? I'll do the movie, but I'm not working with her. And then there's the quote that shook the gossip world. She's not a star anymore. She's a risk profile. Whew, the fall from grace is real. And just when fans were begging her to chill, Rachel did the worst thing imaginable. Posted a TikTok mocking the controversy. Wow, there's two of me. Double the trouble, am I right? She joked. Tinsel, that'd be trouble. Girl. Read the room. So what now? Well, insiders say recasting is very much on the table. One group wants to fire her now, clean up the mess, and save the movie. Another group fears backlash for dropping a Latina actress mid-shoot. But more and more people are realizing this isn't about identity, it's about behavior. As one veteran producer said, "We've worked with strong women, we've worked with outspoken women. This isn't that, this is ego run wild," and it shows. Trade outlets are already floating creative realignment buzzwords. Fan casts for her replacement are circulating online. Fans are done. Executives are done. And Rachel, she's still out here acting like it's all a joke. She had the perfect setup for redemption. A powerful co-star, a grounded script, a second chance. And she threw it all away. Now Hollywood is quietly doing what it always does when someone becomes more trouble than they're worth, walking away without looking back. At this point, Rachel Zegler wasn't just trending, she was imploding in real time. Reddit threads once defending her realness turned into war zones. Fans who once praised her authenticity were now begging her to log off. And one viral comment summed up the vibe perfectly. She doesn't need critics, she's her own PR disaster. And honey, that comment wasn't even the worst of it. What makes this all so devastating to watch is that Rachel had the golden ticket. Like she wasn't some TikTok star turned actor. She was discovered through a global open call. Plucked from obscurity, handpicked by Spielberg, the Spielberg. A Cinderella story for the Instagram age. And now, that fairy tale has turned into a full-on horror story. The industry turns its back. Let's talk Hollywood etiquette for a second. Normally, when controversy brews, you see co-stars, directors, producers rushing in with calming statements. She's a joy to work with. We stand behind our star. We're a family. But with Rachel, silence. Stone cold silence. Even the director of the current film hasn't said a word. And Marissa Tomei, not even a polite emoji. Nothing. No hearts, no reposts, no subtle likes. That's how you know people are done protecting you. In fact, a studio exec reportedly said nobody wants their name attached to this mess anymore. It's career poison. And that's exactly what's happening behind closed doors. Legal panic and damage control fails. Behind the scenes, lawyers are working overtime rates, just like straight up panicking. Because Rachel didn't just tank morale, she may have breached contracts. Her infamous live stream where she smirked, "Everyone's ignoring my calls. Whatever, it's chill," is now being dissected like a courtroom exhibit. Legal insiders say it's a clear violation violation of non-disparagement clauses. One even claimed she basically turned a private HR crisis into a TikTok trend. Oh, and it gets worse. She's reportedly joked about being double the trouble in a dual-role TikTok post, while rumors of walkouts and set chaos were actively being leaked to the press. She didn't deny anything. She played into it. Like a PR fire starter with a gallon of gasoline and no extinguisher in sight. The studio, mortified. Sources say they're done with her. According to whispers from multiple departments, wardrobe, makeup, sound, the environment became so tense that people were literally reorganizing their entire day to avoid Rachel's presence. She had become the black hole of the set, a reputation so radioactive that it sent everyone scrambling just to stay employed without catching her fallout. An assistant director claimed they genuinely feared another confrontation after witnessing her scream over a shot she didn't like. Another said her moods would change like lightning, laughing one second, lashing out the next. And through it all, Rachel reportedly acted like she was the one under attack, allegedly accusing others of being jealous, misunderstanding her artistry, and actively sabotaging her performance. One insider summed it up chillingly: Rachel's not acting. She's rewriting the entire movie in her head. Here's where it gets really wild. Her PR team, what's left of it anyway, had a whole redemption arc ready to go. We're talking the full Hollywood cleanup, an emotional apology video, a teary-eyed interview with Variety, a mental health awareness pivot, maybe even a Vogue cover with minimal makeup and maximal vulnerability. And Rachel reportedly said no to all of it. She allegedly told her team she refused to play the game, that she wouldn't apologize for being a strong woman, that she doesn't care about media narratives. Sweetheart, this isn't a narrative, this is career CPR, and you just yanked the plug. Her PR rep quit, not stepped away, not taking a break, quit. That's how deep this disaster runs. And the damage is no longer theoretical. A major fashion brand had Rachel lined up for their next campaign, full rollout, global exposure, but guess what? Gone. Every single photo. Scrubbed. They didn't even announce it. They just wiped her from the lineup like she'd never existed. That's not just a PR move, that's a total erasure. And when brands erase you, you know the tide has turned. Other actors in her future projects are reportedly putting in creative reassessment clauses. Hollywood's classy way of saying, keep her away from me. And then came the moment that shook everyone. A high-ranking exec allegedly called her a risk profile. Not a star, not a talent, a risk. A walking liability, and in this town, that's the death knell. Even her fan base, once loud, loyal, and laser-focused, has gone eerily quiet. Redditors who used to praise her every move are now side-eyeing her videos. TikTok threads went from Yas Queen to girl, log off before it gets worse, and then came the quote that everyone started sharing like wildfire. She doesn't need haters, she's sabotaging herself. That's the sad part. She Gets It From Me was supposed to be her moment to shine again. A serious role, a mother-daughter story. Real emotion, raw scenes, no singing, no princess gowns, just acting. And she could have nailed it, but instead, she tried to hijack the whole thing, still mocking, still tanking. And just when you think she might have learned, she posts another cryptic TikTok, eye rolls, side glances, that same smug caption about people overreacting to strong women. Girl, no one is buying it anymore. The narrative that people just don't like powerful women only works if you're actually professional. But every report, every whisper, every silence from former colleagues says the same thing. Rachel's not misunderstood. She's a wrecking ball. Even people who once stood by her are pulling away. Directors who once called her brilliant haven't mentioned her in months. Co-stars stopped tagging her. Mutuals stopped liking her post. That eerie social media silence, it's not accidental, it's strategic. The bigger issue, behavior, not background. Of course, there's fear in the studio. Some execs are reportedly worried that firing Rachel mid-production could trigger backlash because she's Latina. But guess what's becoming crystal clear? This isn't about race. It's not about gender. It's about behavior. As one producer bluntly said, we've worked with strong women. We've worked with opinionated women. This isn't that. This is ego on fire. Trade publications are now using phrases like lead role evaluations and creative realignment. Translation, she's on her way out. And social media already fan casting her replacement. People aren't asking if she should be replaced anymore. They're asking who will replace her. That's how far this thing has snowballed. The end of the fairy tale. It's sad, honestly. Rachel had the dream beginning. She was the breakout star, the ingenue, the one who came from nowhere and wowed the industry. But somewhere between fame and filters, it all went wrong. Now, with studios quietly plotting her removal, co-stars distancing themselves, and fans finally fed up, it looks like her reign might be over before it ever really began. She turned She Gets It From Me from a comeback story into a cautionary tale. In Hollywood, it doesn't do third chances, especially not when you've tanked the second one this hard. But what now? If the rumors are true, and let's be honest, at this point they're practically confirmed, Rachel Zegler may be watching her own movie move forward without her, with a new face, a new star, a new everything, and all because she couldn't just show up, deliver, and let her talent do the talking. Instead, she let the attitude do the screaming, and Hollywood, it's not listening anymore.